Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel Bhavya Astro. Today I said let me do something very different. So I made a video in which I said I will amalgamate planets as well as Vastu and do a very interesting video. It will be a little lengthy. So please watch the video till the end because you will get important insights about astrology as well as how to deal with your planets and then to deal with the direction which is creating a problem in your life. Okay, now let's start the video. Before I start, all those who have not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe and like the video and share it with your friends and families. Now most of the times I get people coming across and saying, ma'am, we have a lot of planets on our charts which are in a state of debilitation in a state where is a state where a planet loses its dignity. Okay, like we have exaltation, that is the Uchka planets, and when we've got debilitation, it's called Niche. Okay, so every planet, like for example, when you're talking about Sun goes exalted in the sign of Aries, and Sun is debilitated in the sign of Libra. So now, how do you go ahead and make changes in your life or else get benefits, from these planets? Because say, for example, you have a dasha running for Sun. Now you have a dasha running for Sun, and Sun is in the state of debilitation. Now what exactly will happen? You will go to 10 different people, they would scare you, they will tell you सूर्य को जल चढ़ाइए, आप ये करिए वो करिए, ये आपको 10 रेमेडीज दे देंगे. But what is the main remedy? How is it that you are going to get Sun in dignity? How is it that you are going to get the benefits of planet Sun during that dasha? Because until and unless you are going to treat it, the entire phase of that dasha is going to go for a toss and give you problems in your life. So here is what I have got for all of y'all. All those who have debilitations on your chart can make a note of how you can correct this. It's very simple. Now you might have heard about our Jyotirlingas. Now each and every Jyotirlinga is connected to some specific planet. Now for example, you may make a note of it. If Sun is in the state of debilitation in the sign of Libra, now go to Rameshwaram, go and visit Rameshwaram. Rameshwaram is a place where your Aries sign will get prominent. Once you go over there, automatically your Sun will, forget giving the bad results to you. It automatically will bless you with the positive results. Why? Because Aries is a sign which gets prominent in Rameshwaram, and Rameshwaram is a place where Sun, the Jyotirlinga for Sun is located. Now going ahead with Moon, people having a debilitation of Moon on their chart can visit Somnath. Okay, once you go ahead and visit Somnath temple, there is where your sign Taurus gets prominent. Taurus is a sign in which Moon gets exalted. So you need to visit a place where your planet gets exalted. Like for Sun, we visited Rameshwaram. For Moon, you would go ahead and visit Somnath. Now, moving ahead with Mars. For Mars, it gets exalted in the sign of Capricorn and it's debilitated in Cancer. For all those who have Mars in Cancer, can visit Bhima Shankar. So you can visit Bhima Shankar. There is where Capricorn sign gets prominent. For Mercury, it's Malika Arjuna, that is in the south. Now you can visit Malika Arjuna, and there the sign of Virgo gets prominent because Mercury gets exalted in its own sign. So in the sign of Virgo, Mercury gets exalted. For Venus, it is Trimbakeshwar, the place where people normally go to do their Kalsarga Puja. You can go over there. There is where the Pisces sign is prominent. So you will go ahead and you will enhance your Venus and remove all the negativity of Venus. For Venus, it is Trimbakeshwar. Coming to Jupiter, for Jupiter, it is Omkareshwar. Omkareshwar, that is where Cancer gets prominent, the sign where Jupiter gets exalted. For Saturn, it is Mahakaleshwar, that is Ujjain. You can go and visit over there. There's Mahakaleshwar temple, and the sign of Libra gets prominent over there. Now, once you visited these places and you have come, now there are some very small, minute details which you need to make note of until and unless you do that. Now, how do you align Vastu with astrology? See, whatever is written on your chart, whatever is written on the chart, exactly you'll find the same elements, you'll find the same object, the same articles in your house around you. Now, say for example, I'll take the first example of Jupiter. Say you have Jupiter debilitated in the sign of, which sign is Jupiter debilitated? In the sign of Capricorn. So if you have Jupiter debilitated in the sign of Capricorn, you went ahead and you visited Omkareshwar and you are back, and it's a month to a year but you're not seeing changes. I need to tell you, very important, if you have Jupiter debilitated in the sign of Capricorn, please make sure that the direction where Capricorn rules, you do not have any Jupiter articles placed in that direction. So automatically go and move all the articles in the form of your study books, educative material, yellow color, your temple or your prayer room also, your locker, your gold, jewelry, kesar, haldi. These are all the articles for Jupiter. So what you need to do, as per your dasha, if you have a debilitation of a planet, the first and most important thing what you need to do, go to the direction. Like for Jupiter, Jupiter is debilitated in the sign of Capricorn. For sign of Capricorn is the number 10. Number 10, the direction for number 10 is the south direction. Directly go to the south direction and see, do you have any Jupiter articles placed over there? If yes, remove it and please place it in the sign of Cancer. Wherever you are having Cancer on your chart, go ahead and place it. Okay. Now we'll go for another example. Say for example, you have Sun in a debilitation state. So you will see the sign of Libra. Go to exactly to the sign of Libra. Go to the 7 number direction. That is the west of southwest. WSW, and see if you have your makeup, आपका जितना भी श्रृंगार है, things which are, see things which is donated by the sun. See if you've not stored wheat over there. See you don't have a kitchen over there, because when you mix all your the masalas and everything which we have in our kitchen, all the grocery, when it's mixed, it represents the sun. So there is when sun is in debilitation in the direction of WSW, remove it from there and remove all the sun articles from there. Sun is also the Ashoka sum which you have. So if you placed a cure in that specific direction, remove it and place it in the sign of Aries, that is the 1 number direction, which is the east of your house. Now moving on to moon. Say for example, you have a water source of yours and your water source is in the direction of Scorpion, the 8 number direction, the SSW direction. If you have your water source in the SSW direction, that means but natural, you have your moon in debilitation, which is matching with your chart. Now how this would trigger? It will trigger when your dasha automatically starts. So what you need to do, you remove it from there and you go and place it in the Taurus direction. That's the 2 number direction. That is your northwest and your NNW. NNW, that's your northwest and your northwest direction. You place your water component over there. You place your rice, you store your rice over there. White cloth over there. Whatever is your water component, you place it over there. Going to Mercury. When you're talking about Mercury, say Mercury is debilitated on your chart. Fine, go and visit Mallikarjuna, come back. See if your Chadasha or your Antardasha is indicating Mercury somewhere. First of all, go and see the Pisces direction, because Pisces is the sign where Mercury was debilitated. So if you are having a Mercury in debilitation, what you need to do, you need to check the Pisces sign. Now ma'am is saying check the Pisces sign. Which is the Pisces sign? For Pisces, the direction is southeast, the direction for gains. Go to the southeast and see that you do not have a lot of round objects kept over there. You do not have your daughter's room over there, your daughter's study room over there, your younger sister's study room over there. Young girls, the like 10, 12, 13 years old girls, their clothes over there. Why? That is what is Mercury. See that you do not have plants. With the Mercury in debilitation, please do not have much plants in your house. No matter whoever has advised, avoid having plants. Your Mercury is in debilitation. First of all, it will automatically enhance the negativity of that planet. And make sure you don't have plants in the southeast direction of your house. Green moong dal. Avoid green moong dal to be consumed. Green leafy vegetables and eggs. Going to Venus. When you're seeing Venus is in debilitation, where does Venus get into debilitation? May I know? Now, whenever you need to go ahead and see Venus is in debilitation, you need to directly put it in the sign of Pisces. Move it from the sign of debilitation and put it in the sign of Pisces. Venus goes debilitated in Virgo. Okay, that's a 6 number, which is the north, and it will go exalted in the sign of Pisces, which is 12 number, the southeast, which goes opposite of Mercury. So place all your luxurious items, your makeup. If you have a beautiful dressing room, it needs to be there. If you're storing luxurious goods, something related to beauty, to makeup, your attires, your expensive clothes, you can always store this in the southeast direction. Venus automatically will get prominent over there. Now, talking about Jupiter, we've done Jupiter. Now Saturn. Saturn is what? Saturn is your storage. Saturn is your ancestral, you could say, the photographs which you have, your ancestors, the old furniture which you have, all the old storage which you have. So now if you're going to go ahead and debilitate Saturn, you'll put it in the sign of Aries in the east direction. So when you have a debilitated Saturn, make sure you do not have any kind of storage in the east direction. Shift it to the Libra direction, which is the WSW 7 number sign, where Saturn gets exalted. Even oil is a component for Saturn. Even gemstones are the component for Saturn. Even dry fruits are a component for Saturn. Black is a component for Saturn. Anything which is very, very old is a component for Saturn. Another important thing, for each and every planet you need to know what to avoid when you have a debilitation. Say for example, you have a debilitation of Sun on your chart. You go doing 10 different remedies for that, but you do not understand what exactly you need to avoid. For Sun, please avoid consumption of wheat. For Moon, please avoid consumption of milk and rice, especially at the night, especially on Amavas. For Mars, avoid having masoor ka dal, the red lentils which you get. Avoid wearing red color. Avoid putting the red tikka if you have a debilitation of Mars. Especially say if you have a debilitation of Mars in your first house, in your 10th house, directly aspecting your first house, your 7th house, then the red tikka is not going to give you any gains. You know what it will give you. For Mercury, avoid consuming the green moong dal, green vegetables, eggs, and anything which is green in color. Do not wear that. For Venus, avoid pure ghee, desi ghee. Avoid taking kapoor, the goop which you take, avoid that. Avoid the white milk sweets. Avoid expensive perfumes. Avoid beautifying yourself a lot. Then avoid, as I said, beautifying yourself a lot. When you're having a debilitated Venus, you tend to deck yourself a lot. Avoid doing that, especially on Fridays. So avoid your pure ghee, and also avoid makhanas. Makhanas is a kind of nut, so avoid fox nuts. Avoid makhanas as well. For Jupiter, avoid haldi and kesar. Avoid yellow clothes. Avoid besan and chana dal in consumption. Most of your problems will be related to the planet which is in debilitation on your chart, and the consumption of that food to enhance. See, whenever a planet is in an exalted state, we can utilize a planet by consuming it, wearing it, keeping it with us. But when a planet is in debilitation state, we don't have that. We go ahead and we give it off. हम दान दे देते हैं उसका. Now when you're talking about Saturn, for Saturn, where was I? We were talking about food. For Saturn, all the South Indian food and the food which is fermented, idli, dosa, the food which is made up of urad dal, the food which is kept for some time, it goes through a process of fermentation. Curd, for all those who do not know that Saturn represents curd, Saturn is curd. Saturn is oil, mustard oil. Please avoid cooking your food in mustard oil. I have seen a lot of people coming for consultations with Saturn in debilitation and consuming food which is cooked in mustard oil, वो सेम मस्टर्ड ऑयल आप हनुमान जी को चढ़ा दीजिए. So this is how you analyze which is the planet which is giving you a problem. And yes, if you still do not understand what's your lagna, what is your ascendant, what are your mahadashas, antardashas, what are your ashtakvarga scores, what's stored, which planet is debilitated, what's the remedy you need to know, which is the gemstone you need to wear, please get in touch with me. I will personally give you a consultation and explain you your entire chart. Please keep in touch with us and keep in tune with all the videos which I would be posting. Do share and like the video. God bless you. Thank you so much.